if you're not familiar with 75 Hard, it's a mental challenge. It is a physical challenge because you will be working out, but it's supposed to be a mental challenge, and in fact, it is. It's a mental challenge to you and yourself only. You are not in competition with anybody but yourself. So every day, there are 6 tasks that you have to do for 75 days straight. If you forget to do one of them or don't do one of them all the way, then you have to start all the way over on day 1. So you have to do 2 workouts a day, 2 45-minute workouts. One of the workouts has to be outside, no matter what. I'm well into my walk. The wind is pretty brutal, not gonna lie. Avi, today is March 3rd, 2021. I take my hand. It's 6:30 in the morning right now. 19 degrees out, 14 degree wind chill. Kind of freezing right now, but I'll push through it. So, gotta get this done. It's I'm not joking when I say this, but it's a terrific day. So, no matter what, doesn't matter if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's cold, if it's hot. Andy Friselis explains why he has the second workout being outside. You have to take a daily progress picture, but I found out now that this is how you can view your progress, because you're not going to notice the little changes that happen to you every day. But if you take a progress picture every day, you're going to see some difference. You have to read 10 pages of a book. Audio books do not count. The book cannot be fiction. The book has to help you improve your life, improve your business skills, your relationship skills, something like that, to help you improve your life, to keep you on the track to getting better and better. You have to drink 1 gallon of water every day. Coffee doesn't count, pop doesn't count, orange juice doesn't count, no other liquids count other than water. You have to follow a diet of your choice. It can be any diet you want, but the diet has to be tough for you. My choice on that was, my diet choice is no processed sugar, and I'll get into that in a minute. There can be no cheat meals and no alcohol. So what I'm finding out is that no matter who you are when you do this, one of these things is going to be very difficult. It might be tough for you to work out. It might be tough for you to take a picture of yourself, or read, or drink a whole gallon of water a day, or even follow a diet, and especially no alcohol. So one of those things is going to be tough, and it's supposed to temper you to make you a better person. Why I started this, I thought it was bunk at first, I have to be honest with you. I always like to experiment on myself, to try new things, to see how far I can go, what I can do, how far I can push myself. And in my life, I've been up and down off of caffeine and things like that. I mean, ever since I was younger. I can't even count the amount of times I've been on and off of it. And even though I had some success with alternate day fasting and weight loss, it went off quick, and it came back on quick when I went back on and started eating the junk food. And I had to kind of ask myself this, is it possible that you could be addicted to sugar? And to me, the answer was yes. So I knew I had to do something. But here's the kicker. Here's why I started this. I gave up social media a few weeks before I started this, before I even knew I was going to try this. I just realized it was taking up too much of my time. My routine was I would stay up late, midnight, 1 o'clock, go to bed, get up, go to work, wash, rinse, and repeat. So I kicked off social media. I was off social media about 2 or 3 weeks. Then I was supposed to go spend a day with my family, and I couldn't do that because I had caffeine withdrawal headaches and nausea. And I realized to myself, that I'm never going to get that day back, and I have fewer days ahead of me than behind me. And I really had to kind of look at the man in the mirror and say, "Hey, when are you going to get your act together?" And a few months prior, one of my coworkers told me about the 75 Hard Challenge, and I just thought it was just the most ridiculous idea that anybody could ever do. I mean, why would anybody go through and do all this? And the day that I missed with my family, that day I was like so angry with myself that I decided to start the 75 Hard Journey the next day to see if I could do it. In my head, I had already finished it, even though it was already day one. So I woke up at 6 a.m. the next morning and did my first outdoor workout. And it was cold, and there was about, out in the back property, there was about 6 to 8 inches of snow. And I was freezing to death and sweating to death at the same time in the dark at right around 6:30 in the morning, just walking. I mean, my heart was racing because I was walking through all the snow. I was in a lot worse shape than I am now. And so that started it for me there. Now, what I found out what worked for me is a routine. So when I get up, this is how it's been so successful for me. I get up at 5:30 or 6 a.m. now every morning, and I do a 45-minute workout. That's my indoor workout. Usually it's a yoga DVD that I have. Keeps me nice and limber and stretched out. And then right after that, I have my protein shake and I read my 10 pages. Well, before my first workout, the very first thing I do is I get up and I take my selfie pic every morning. So now before I leave for work, I have those 3 things done. And then my second workout is I usually walk on my lunch for 45 minutes. That's my outdoor workout. So here's where it gets tricky. You have to plan your workouts, because there was one morning where I saw the next day we were going to get like 8 to 11 inches of snow at the time I was supposed to do my walk outside. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't want to sit there and go out and walk in that on my lunch in the snow. So I got up at 4:30 in the morning and I walked my 45-minute outside workout. And it was already snowing then, and it was cold and snowy and pretty much in the middle of the night for most normal people. And I'm walking this and I can't believe I did this. But then when I got to work and my lunchtime came, I walked up to the front and the snow was absolutely horrible. And I just thought to myself, thank God I got up and walked did my outdoor workout at 4:30 this morning. You know, I lost a little bit of sleep, but man, it was so worth it. So another reason why I started this too is I feel that society has made us weak. Kind of like in The Walking Dead when they went to Alexandria and then they all got soft and weak and they kind of lost their edge. Well, I believe that society is conditioning us as humans to be soft and comfortable and not get out of our comfort zone. We like it easy. One thing I've discovered is that no matter how easy we have it, we're always going to complain that we have it tough. No matter how easy it is for us, we're always going to complain we have it bad and we have it tough. And that's just not the case. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get out of that mindset. You know, I used to do so many things that were like crazy in other people's eyes, but to me, I was just having fun. And Michigan, we're at the 1 year of the pandemic right now. And I knew about 2 months going into this pandemic, you start to see people like go crazy and do ridiculous things. I knew that people were going to come out of this pandemic either at their worst or at their best. And it was then that I made the choice that I wanted to come out of this pandemic at my best. And the best thing about 75 Hard is I'm not a morning person, but you can say I am now. I never thought I would like structure as much as I do. Discipline, call it discipline if you want, call it structure. But I think those 6 tasks that you have to do, and you have to sort of play games with it to get it to fit into your day the best way that you know how, that provides the bones and the structure for achieving things. Now, weight loss is sort of a byproduct of this. It's not the end game. It's sort of a byproduct. For example, in alternate day fasting, I lost like 20 pounds in 8 weeks, or less than 8 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, somewhere around there. But then as soon as I started eating again, it all like came back because I was eating the junk food and the sugar. And I'm into week 10 right now. And my weight loss has been about 3/4 of a pound a week, which isn't bad because I'm lifting weights and my weight's going down, my body fat percentage is trickling down. So I tell everybody that my weight is trickling down. And that doesn't matter to me because I'm in this for the long haul. I mean, I get up and I grind and I start my grind and I keep going, and I don't stop until I'm done. And there were even some days, well, one day I actually did 4 45-minute workouts in that day because I felt so good. I had the time and I had the energy. In a few days I did 3 45-minute workouts. But mentally it has kept me more focused. So no matter what, I knew on January 8th that I was going to get to the end of this, and I was already looking past the finish line. I didn't care if a war started. I didn't care if there were floods, if there were tornadoes or blizzards. I was going to be out there finishing this, the outside workout, and drinking the water and doing everything I had to do to finish it. Just as a mental thing for my own self, my own mental well-being, I guess. And the other thing that kind of got me, I really didn't get depressed during the whole pandemic, but I did realize that nobody really knew what they were talking about. Nobody had a game plan. And I don't mean any one person. I'm talking everybody in general. The CDC really didn't know how to take this. Doctors didn't know how to take it. Citizens didn't know how to take it. Government didn't know how to take it. And I was sitting at the dinner table one night with my dad, and I said, "Dad, you know what? Nobody's coming to rescue us. Nobody is coming to save us. We are literally on our own. We have to pretty much help ourselves." So I believe the universe works that it'll sit there and lay out a path for you, step by step, little by little, and just kind of guide you and nudge you in the right direction. So I had all these little tiny pieces of the puzzle come together over the course of, the past few months, and it led me to this. And I'm so thankful that I did it. At first, I thought it was just a bunch of bunk, but now I'm in my mindset right now compared to the way it was. Is I know in my mind I'm going to get up and I'm going to be grinding until the day I die. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to do my best to be my best. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. And another thing I noticed too is that what I thought was cold, or what I used to think was cold, is not. So my view on what is cold has changed. I guess from being outside all the time, it's like I love being outside. Whether it's hot or cold. At first, I thought maybe I made a mistake starting this in January 8th. I have to do all these outside workouts, and the weather's going to be cold. But I will tell you this, the first warm day we had, I struggled getting my outside workout in because it was warm out now and there was so much stuff I wanted to do. So I'm looking at it as a blessing now that I started it in the winter, because there was less that I could do outside. So that let me do that let me get my outside workout done without any type of issue. The other thing I noticed too is that, on day 64 now, I know I'm better than I was on day 63, and I'm better than I was on day 62, and I'm better than I was on day 61 and 60, and so on and so on and so on. And this is just like momentum. It's sort of synergistic. It just sort of builds on itself. And I think that's what's incredible. That's another thing I noticed too about the 75 hard, which, I thought it was a joke at first. I feel so embarrassed now. It's almost like I want to apologize to myself and to Andy Frisella for thinking that in my mind. And it's helped me so much. So I saw it. leaking out through the cracks back in some of the videos I did in August. I was starting to, the cracks of society, I'll call it the bubble that society had put me in mentally. That started to crack back in August, and it finally broke open with this 75 hard. And I just want to be my best. And anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just put some comments below, and we'll go from there.